There's something really whimsical about adorable kittens, and that's exactly what I wanted to portray here with these cute new washi tapes from the washi tape shop. So, if you would like to find out what I did and how I did these adorable setups, my longest one as yet, please stay tuned. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. This is the last setup I have on here, and I wanted to use these kitties because they were not available when I had done the unboxing of the whole set of washi tapes that the washi tape shop had gifted me, including these gilded ones. So I'm going to be combining these two for sure. I may pull in this. I don't end up using it though, and I have some of the older tapes from the washi tape shop as well. And I also have the script washi, the pixel dash washi, and the lace washi set, all from the washi tape shop. And thank you once again to Washi Tape Shop for sending me some amazing goodies, just like every time. It was so fun to put together the spread. And this is the summer edit, and I did some fun camping themed pages in my daily journal. So this is where we are. And I wanted to also show you the tools I will be using. The gyro cut and the washi cutter is not from Journal Say. The rest of it is all from Journal Say, and my code Priya can earn you 8% off, and it can usually be stacked if at all any sales are happening. And for the washi tape shop, Live Love Posh, Archer and Olive, where the journal is from, my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off. And this will be the max number of pages I have set up in one go. And it was quite a bit of a lengthy, laborious, time-consuming process, but I wanted to share this in one video. I could have made this into two, but I did not want that to happen because, first of all, I would not be comfortable with you sitting here for two different videos for a single setup, and I would rather have you watch it all in one go. So I'm going to speed it up a bit so that you can see what I'm doing. And this is such an adorable collection. So you have the vertically aligned kittens, which you can always make do horizontally as well. But there is another tape which is oriented horizontally. So the kitties are looking more like they look better in the horizontal one if you want to do the horizontal touch toes. But this is a vertical alignment one, which I was very okay with because I wanted to use this not just in one page. So that is why I ended up adding more pages. So this time I think I have around 8-9 touch doors, which I have not done before. And this is the lace washi, which is part of the Baroque lace washi set. And let me just quickly mark the space where the kittens are floating in the air because I don't want them to be cut off. And if I can line it up at the top of the page, that would be easier, but looks like that did not happen. So I'm having to go back, lift them very carefully because I did damage the page a bit because this has some strong glue on it, the tapes. And again, the same thing. So if I could pull that journal a bit closer, I think it would have helped because I hate having my head in frame. So here we go again. And these are real life struggles, so I would not prefer for you to not see this because I would have complete transparency on my channel. So such things happen to all of us, and I just wanted to reiterate on that. And that is why I could have edited this out, but I decided not to. And I'm going ahead with my gyro cut. Again, I have a quick tutorial. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I do have a quick tutorial if you want to check that out. That's always linked in the description. And if you would like to see what themes I pick next and how I decide on what stickers to use next, please check out my membership options. And it is like you have a say on my channel because you get to be part of the decision-making process and you have lots of perks in addition to that. So please check that out if you are keen on finding out what I'm up to. And I also do share early spreads, early sneak peeks of the completed spreads. So all of that can be quite helpful for a lot of people. So let's get to these gilded tapes for our next Dutch door. And let's see. Yeah, that's a perfect collection. If you notice, the paper clip, this dainty fruit basket paper clip from the washi tape shop, which they had also gifted me, is using the same designs from this collection. And I'm so glad I took that paper clip out as well this time. And let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, we could, right? Yeah. Some of these are just perfect because they are beautiful watercolor illustrations and they're so soft and pretty. And against that black lace washi, I think they really pop. So let us see. So between the two gilded, I'll have all the names of the tapes I used, so don't worry about having to memorize that. And the splash of the gold in these tapes is very minimal, which makes it very different and really pretty. So let's see, let's try and bring some of those smaller fruit branches and floral branches near there. And we might even, it is sad when I have to cut off most of the tree. So I think it can wait. It is such a fun tape. Can you see that? Just bringing in a bit more of the smaller components just along the edge, and we will now, yeah, maybe we should switch it out for a house in the distance. Yeah. No, I don't like how that looks. But if I don't try it, how will I know if I like it or not? So never be afraid to try things if you want to see if you would like it. I know a lot of people are hesitant thinking they might damage the stickers, you might damage the journal, but never ever be afraid to try because after all, these are all pieces of stationery and whether you would damage this should not be affecting how you make your decisions, right? So this is the next Dutch door I was hoping to use. And if you remember, this is with a scalloped edge. And I do not want to use up the entirety of the tape. So I want to cut the tape in half. So I use this handy dandy paper trimmer, the petite one from Journal Say. And as you can see, it does not fit because the B5 is bigger than the size of the tape, and because it was not fitting well in the portion it is supposed to sit snug, it did not cut all the way through, so that's what happened. But you could always reposition it and cut it all the way down. And this is what we have. But let us see. I don't think I liked how it looked. So I'm anyway cutting the page to make sure I have that lace washi there. And then I don't quite like how the other washi tape we just trimmed looked. So this set of gilded washi tapes are so adorable and so different from the earlier ones the washi tape shop has come out with. So I think this is one of my absolute favorites when it comes to their gilded tapes. So as you saw, I trimmed off maybe like a couple of millimeters from the page just so that the lace washi can be visible a tad bit more. And I'm going to also use some of the elements that will go off the page for that added effect, especially since it'll be on the black washi, you know what I mean? So that's the effect I have been wanting here. Maybe we'll just cut off that butterfly and use it somewhere else. We could, right? And between these two gilded tapes, I think we have enough elements to fill that page. And I did not want every single page to be filled with kittens either. So the kittens are up to some mischief. And this is a neighborhood which is otherwise very pleasant, very happening. So there are lots of these filler elements that can also come in. So it is just perfect. Can you see that? Yeah, coming off the page like so. And we will now complete the back page. And as you can see, there are a variety of illustrations between the windows, the houses, and the trees. And I just sped it up a bit more once we got to this stage because it is pretty self-explanatory, so you can watch the process a bit more faster. So that's why I decided to speed it up a tad bit more. And I wanted to give that feeling of a neighborhood, and some of the smaller components, say this caterpillar. The caterpillar really has an adorable face, so I wanted to make sure we highlight that as well. The snail's face is totally not visible, but I think it is cute as well. So let's go ahead and set up for the next Dutch door. And I'm going to cut off a part of the page so that we can get started here. And since we have so many busy elements already happening on the right side, I think I'll go for a very simple page here, just so that we can focus on everything as a whole. So that's why I picked this pixel dash washi tape, one of the tapes from the set. And I wanted to also see what other component I can bring in for the next Dutch door. So that was nice and simple. Can you see that? Yeah, just a peek like so. And on to the next page where I wanted to do the kitten horizontally as well. And I think I will go ahead and yeah, that is going to be the next simple Dutch door. I'm just going to line up the tops there. If I can have that without any air bubbles. And that is the next Dutch door. Again, having a couple of simpler ones in the middle always helps. Let me know if you think the same or if you think every page has to be properly lined up, perfectly busy, and what kind of setup do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. So that is the next page, and for this one I want to use the script washi also from the washi tape shop. And this had come out a few years ago, and as expected this was sold out because this was the start of the script era. And so they revamped it, they relaunched it, they restocked it. And it is, when I last checked, it was in stock there. So let's see. Let's try and hold the page down, because this one, it is kind of tricky, especially since we have so many elements happening, and I wanted to have that just at the border of that script washi. And we will just continue with this here. Just join the strings and you're good to go. Not too much of a rocket science there. So that is our next set of kittens, and we will go ahead and do the same thing to the other side also. And what else? Yeah, just lining it up against the edge of that script washi, and we will have more of those. Again, how adorable is this? Are you a cat person or a dog person or just a pet person? Let me know in the comments. So we have a few more pages to go through, and I think once I get to this stage, I think I will start with the leftmost page now, and we will bring this green lace washi. If I can have that lined up along the edge, it did not line up at the top, so that's why I had to reposition it. So there we go with the next set of kittens, and we will see what we can do here. So I wanted that cat at the bottom to be right there, and I will just let the other guys just hang in there, and we will have this, which is kind of a different look altogether. And next, I think we will have the same process for the page next to it. So it is going to be a slightly different setup in terms of the symmetry, because usually what I do is I come and have the equal number of pages on either side, but it doesn't have to, right? So this time I'm going to have a few number of pages on either side, and it will not be the exact number. So that is going to be something different. And this is the max number of Dutch doors I have done in a single setup. And I wanted to kind of do a few extra pages because sometimes I would like to have a few additional pages ready, especially for the summertime, because I'm going to be again traveling, so I'll have my summer journal setup coming. And let me know if you would be interested in watching the entire setup or just the whole process of getting started. How would you like to see that? And if you like to see such fun setups for your planners or journals, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you also turn on the bell notification so that you can be sure you would not miss out on any fun videos coming. Because I do have some additional things I'm working on. I'm possibly looking at a couple of different series which can be helpful for folks who have YouTube channels. Let me know if that's something you would be interested to watch. And if there is any particular kind of video that you would like me to do, please let me know in the comments and I can definitely try and accommodate that. Because I do keep a running list of video ideas to include on my channel. And the input from people is just so helpful, because if you can tell me what exactly you are looking for when you search for YouTube videos, I think that's quite helpful. So that is our next Dutch door, and I'm going to pick a different, busier, or a bit more of a darker washi tape than last time, because there is some thicker black washi on the right page and not quite as dark a tape on the left. So I wanted something to balance some of that black as well here. So on to the last page here, and this will be where I'm getting a bit adventurous. And I don't think I quite like how small it is, because I wanted to give circles here in maybe like a touch door situation. So I've used my kneaded eraser, and I'm going to do like a zigzag kind of pattern here just with that washi tape. And I'm going to use the same washi tape. The outer edge is what I'm using. So if you can see, I'm going to alternate between closer to the edge, moving it a bit down. Yeah, so I think I was in a hurry and then I missed the alternate position. So I'm going to erase in between there and figure out what my positions would be, because otherwise once I put down the tapes it's going to be really confusing. And if you notice, this does not leave any marks, so that's the advantage of the kneaded eraser. So I'm going ahead and using my gyro cut and the self-healing cutting mat to cut out that shape that I just traced. So that is our Dutch door element, which we now need to embellish. Yes, so you do get a peek of the washi tape underneath, which is just what I wanted. So now let's get to the decorations. So here I'm going to pick elements. Yeah. So let's take out that part because the cat on the cloud is not going to work. So let's just take off a portion of the tape and then work with it. So it's really going to be maybe 1.5 cats per circle, which is okay. And we are going to just trim off against there. And I think, yeah, I should have cut it a bit more up. Yeah, so that's where the cat is going to be. So I'm going to repeat that same process for the other circles also. And I'm not quite sure if the vertical tapes are perfect for this, but with the horizontal alignment on the tapes, which I also saw on the Washi Tape Shop website, I think that would have worked better. But since this is what they had sent me, I knew I had to make do with this. And this is our next Dutch door. So let me know if you would have done something like this, or you would not have tried this technique in here. Let's use some of those filler elements to fill a lot of white space that we have ended up with inside these circles. And some of these are just so adorable. You know, it's more like that kawaii kind of look that these tapes have. So this is the rough framework. So I'm using a scrap piece of paper and I'm going to outline the circles just so that the actual Dutch door can pop. And I did not want it to be like a perfect circle. I did want them to have like a doodly kind of effect. So that's why I'm doing the freehand drawing on those. So I wanted to bring in some boxes which I thought coordinated well. And these bubble rainbow boxes look dreamy. So that's why I wanted to bring them here. And maybe we should, just try and balance some of those colors as well. And because we have a lot of purple happening here, I think I'll just use them here. And maybe I will combine it with some black boxes. And all of those boxes are from Mojo Jojo Plans. And I'm not sure what is in stock when you go shopping, because this is from a few releases back. So please check out the shop though. And my code Priya10 can be used for 10% off except for bundles. So let's use some Zig clean color dots also. And I'm just going to do some freehand drawing for the boxes. And I'm going to use the Pigma Micron in size 10. That's like a thicker, bolder kind of tip. And I have used all the products and from Amazon, from all the different stores, and they're all linked for you. And I even have a storefront that I have the link for in the description. And I have proper sections for the pens, my favorite tools and accessories for journaling, and also for journals if you are looking for other brands from Amazon especially. So all of that is very neatly organized, and the entire set or the entire groups are available in the storefront. And let's see, we need to finish with these pages. And I think maybe just a couple of elements to pull them all in would make sense. And I totally forgot we have not decorated the back page. And we will also come and add some boxes. And these are the Zig clean color dots, which are so helpful. You can have lots of different uses from that. And I had a video where I shared a few different ideas to try using the Zig clean color dots, and I'll have the video linked for you. So that was quite helpful for a lot of people. And they are a bit on the pricier side, but it is totally worth it because once you have a basic set, it is so versatile. So let's finish off this side of the Dutch door. And we will go ahead and add that scrap piece of paper underneath as well, so that we will have some protection for the pages, because sometimes accidents do happen and you want to make sure that you end up with a clean spread. Since you have put in so much work, it would be sad to see them dirty. And we will now add the tapes before we do that final pen border. So let's see, we will go ahead and get started with our kittens, and I will start right there. And we are going to do the same process. Make sure you have that self-healing cutting mat underneath. And once you get the hang of things, I think it does get easier from there. And it is sad when you have to just trim off a lot of the kittens, especially when it is like maybe like the half of the kitten on one circle, another half on another circle. It's sad, but sometimes that's what we got to do. And with such a thick roll, I think you have quite a bit of repetition before you run out of these cute kittens. And this one is, I think I'll just trim there. Yeah. Just a couple more circles to go through and we should be done with these. Let me know if you have a favorite kitten from what you see, because there are so many adorable actions and their faces, and there are so many aspects to these. Some are like really, really mischievous, some are sleeping, some have really cute expressions on their faces. So let me see. So it is like doing a puzzle. So you need to make sure that it fits in the space you have. But also, yeah, the tweezer will definitely be helpful. I don't think that was good, but yeah, we can always bring in another duo. And the kitten with the arrow in hand is quite naughty. And yeah, I think that just fills the space. Yeah, I think we'll have to get rid of the other one so that this guy can fit in there. So let's just complete that. It's like fill in the blanks, is it? So that is our last of the Dutch doors, and maybe we need some trimming at the topmost one. Yeah. Yeah, so there it goes. And let's now do the final boxes. And this just brightens up that part, doesn't it? Do you agree? And what is the favorite size when it comes to a tip for you in pens? Because I personally prefer 0.7, and I know some people prefer the 0.38 and really tiny ones, really thin ones like the 0.25 and such. That's just too thin for me. So let's see, we will now bring in some additional colors here. And I think we will need to maybe bring in some yellows, just trying to balance some of the colors we have there. And maybe, you know what? Yeah, we'll just lift that cat and the tail, and it can go there. And some of these illustrations are like so adorable. You can make like cute clusters or corners using those. So adorable. The black really helps with combining the different colors and bringing in a fun pop right there. So what should we do as a combination here? Maybe, yeah, something in a green. On to the next page. A few more pages to go. And I think we'll start with two different black boxes. And we also have this cute little flower pot and the hamster, I think. And let's see, we'll bring in some more of the houses and some more of the trees. And just some fun elements thrown in to make sure it is not plain and boring. Just at the top, because we have so many elements on the right page. And as you can see, I've used all the three tapes very well, both the gilded ones and the kitty one. And I think I will also kind of put that there. Maybe bring in something in this color, just for the caterpillar to hang out on. And we have more colors to balance. So I think, Yeah, I think this was really pretty. Maybe one single box, if I can lay that down straight. And what else? Some of those florals and some of the fruit baskets. And the snail can always hang out there. And we will get to the last page. So let me know if you like combining different tapes like these, and if you are somebody who likes to try some advanced techniques like these, because I would definitely call this an advanced setup. Because first of all, there are a lot more pages than you normally would. Plus, you have a lot of elements, especially with that circle Dutch door that I did. There are a lot more elements that will be needed to be focused on. So it does get challenging for a lot of people. And let me know if you have tried Dutch doors before. And if you are somebody who does journaling, and what you journal about, and if there is anything specific you would like me to have setups on, please let me know in the comments. So that way I can accommodate that as well. And if there is anything specific, as in questions or doubts or clarifications that you'd been wanting to get on any of my setups or things you've seen somewhere else, I know a lot of people reach out asking for spreads to be recreated, especially from the Washi Tape Shop blog that they have. So they share a lot of content because they have their own in-house creators who do that. So I thought I was done with this. So sorry, I interrupted myself. So let me know if you have anything in particular that I can address. So coming back to the spread, I thought I was done here and I did stop and I was about to film my full flip through when I realized I think I needed a bit more cuteness in here. So that is when I ended up in more decorations. So here I am back with more of these kitties. And let's get to the clusters because some of these elements can definitely be used on top of all these decorations we have. And this guy can hang out at the top there. And let's get to the next box. And this guy can definitely hang out there. I think this is a bit more of a, let's see. I think this guy can come in there next to one of the boxes. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Plus, we might actually need something to ground him or her onto the next cluster. I mean, the box, which we will now make clusters out of. And I don't want to use the entirety of the tape, but I think I will pick somebody who's kind of naughty, who's kind of mischievous, and yeah, that is totally understandable. Now what? So I'm going to pick and choose what will work for us. And not everything need to come in fully, right? I can pick and choose elements to go with the clusters. And we can always come back to those once we are finished with the spread. We could always do more setups using these. And if you are not sure how it would look like that with that short string, you could always take a pen and lengthen the string to just maybe seem as if it has cut off. The string is just loose. So you will have like an extended length at the bottom if that looks more sensible. So there is our next cluster. So let's see. I don't think I like what I see there. Yeah, maybe we can reposition some of that. Or yeah, I think it looks better there. This guy can hang out here. So because the string can be hung anywhere. So that's the advantage. And we have this cat right there. And these, it's just a matter of how each of those look against the rest of the elements we already have on the page. And there are lots of these filler elements which can always be used. And let us see. We have a few more pages to go, but I think we have, should we add more boxes? This page didn't have any, so maybe we can bring in another cluster here. And let me know what you think about these additional decorations I brought onto the clusters, or would you rather have preferred the older one before I added all these elements? Let me know in the comments. Or would you like to see such cute illustrations? Given that these can be brought in anywhere, you see what I mean? They are so adorable and with such unique illustrations. I think it makes sense that we can do something like these to the clusters. And we are almost done. Just a couple more pages to go. And let me know if you have picked up this tape already, because Washi Tape Shop had their summer sale. And it does give you a bit more of a discount than using my affiliate link. But I'm not sure by the time you watch this video, the sale may have ended. And I'm not sure what the inventory is going to be, because a lot of people really stock up on all their favorites during such sales. Because 18% is a max they go with any kind of discounts at the Washi Tape Shop. And with the affiliate discount, you get 10% normally. So if you've been wanting to pick a few additional items, or if you had been wanting to pick something, say some restocks of some of your favorites, or getting duplicates of some very basic tapes, say like the Pixel Dash, or some newer illustrations like these, summer sale is a great time to go shopping. Let me take out my whitener and just cover up that box right there at the corner. And let's finish off this last set of clusters. And please come hang out with me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And it's a lovely, supportive, creative community out there. And please check out all the other videos I mentioned, along with all the links, codes, and summer sales that are happening across a lot of different shops. And I know a lot of people who wait for these sales to stock up or do their annual shopping. So if you are one of those, please check out all the sales. I have linked them for you. And this is quite where we are going to stop. And if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification so that you will not miss any future videos coming. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.